Hello, this is Stephanie Snyder, your Insurance Insider. So you are more than likely watching this video because you are either taking a home buyer's class for a program through the state of Washington, or maybe you're just curious, right? What is covered under homeowners insurance? And so purchasing a home is super excited, and there is nothing more important really than your homeowners insurance. You've worked so hard to get to this point, right? That homeowners insurance is going to come in and protect that new asset that you have, that you worked so hard for. So we're going to go over all the elements of your homeowners insurance policy. A little bit about me: I've been an insurance agent for several years, worked all over the country, several different carriers, companies, work with a terrific team of agents that I just completely rely on and appreciate. There's myself, there's Monica, and there's Suzanne, along with our award-winning customer service department that we have that is available 24/7. So let's jump right into it. The first portion of your homeowner's policy is your dwelling protection. So that's typically what most people think about. Actually, that's actually what the bank wants to see insured first and foremost, right? Is your dwelling protection, also known as coverage A. So that coverage is what protects your main structure of the home. So if something was to happen to the house, there's a fire, there's a wind damage, anything like that, your main structure, your coverage A, that would be covered under your homeowner's policy. Then we have what we call other structures, coverage B. Now that is everything that is not attached to the roof line of your home. You have your garden sheds, you have your detached garages. Some homes have some really nice detached apartments, greenhouses. So just think of anything that is not attached to the roof line of your home. That is your coverage B, coverage other structures. Then we have personal property coverage. So your personal property coverage is coverage C. So that would be your furniture, your clothes, all of your personal belongings. Really good idea to get what would be covered under that coverage C is, think of a home, right? If you were to flip that home upside down and shake it, what comes out? Anything that is not permanently attached to your home is your contents, and that would be covered under your coverage C of your homeowner's policy. Then we have what we call coverage D on your policy. That is loss of use. So think of that worst case scenario, right? Hopefully not, but if there was a fire and the house has to be completely rebuilt, we have a flooding. I've had clients that have a pipe burst in their home, water floods the entire level of a home. You have a situation where you can't live there while those repairs are being done, right? They're ripping up floors, removing drywall. The home is, lost in a fire. You're not going to be able to live there. So the insurance company is going to come in and pay for your cost to live somewhere else while all those repairs are being done, which is excellent, right? Because you still have to pay your mortgage. So we're going to pay for your expenses that are arising from outside of that to live somewhere else. And that may be at a hotel temporarily, or it could be a situation where you have to live in a home for quite a few months while those repairs are being done. So it's extremely important. Like I said, one of the things that a lot of people don't think about when they're buying their house, because they're thinking of the home itself, but this coverage is important so that you can live somewhere else while that's being done. I'm sure you don't want to live with your aunt or your uncle or move back into your parents' home. So this coverage will go ahead and allow you to live comfortably somewhere else while that's being done. Then we have coverage E, and that's basically going to be your liability. That's going to cover lawsuits, judgments, damages arising from even outside of the property. If you go on vacation and something happens, you damage somebody's property, somebody gets injured, you want to make sure that there's coverage for that. And the insurance company is definitely going to do that. You have dog bites, you have, just about anything that can really arise there at the house or outside of the home. And then you have your coverage F. So your coverage F is your medical payments. So that's your slip and fall. You got, your kiddos, they bring their friends over, their friends are roughhousing, jumping on a trampoline, they get injured. Medical payments is going to come in and take care of those more basic medical expenses that might arise from those injuries, along with visitors that might come. They might slip on some steps, trip over maybe a piece of furniture, that you're responsible for, right? That medical payments portion of your policy will provide some protection and coverage for you. Now, when something does happen to your home and you have a claim, you're subject to a deductible, very similar to what you would see on your auto insurance policy. Your deductible typically ranges from $1,000 to $2,500, so it's a little bit higher than what you'd see on your auto insurance. Homeowners claims are very, very infrequent, and you want to make sure that before you file a claim, it's worth it, right? You don't want to file claims for small incidental things. So always reach out to your agent to see if it's worth it. I get a lot of questions as to, hey Stephanie, is this covered? Is this claim covered? How is it covered? You can ask yourself a simple question, which is, was this accidental? Was this sudden? Typically, if it's accidental or sudden, there's a good likelihood of it being covered. You still, of course, have to reach out to your claims adjuster and your agent to make sure, right? But you can ask yourself that basic question to see if there would be some protection there for you. Maintenance is not covered. We do cover human error. I've had customers that have decided to chop down their own tree. Not a good idea. And that tree falls on their house. Things like that, accidental things are covered. But again, you want to always reach out to your agent, and things such as roof maintenance, pipe maintenance wouldn't be. However, the existing damage from the claim would be. So if the pipe bursts because it's old, we're going to cover the drywall and the floors, but we're not going to cover the actual pipe repair. So something important to remember there. Limits of your policy and what isn't covered, right? So typically on your policy limits, you do have to get special coverages when you have high value jewelry, collections, firearms. You'd want to go ahead and make sure that you get special coverage to offer, including your primary homeowners. You can endorse those things. So like jewelry, there's typically a limit of only $2,000, along with collections and firearms. So if you don't have that special endorsement, they're listing the engagement ring or the diamond earrings, there won't be enough coverage. So you got to think about that as well. Never leave cash in your home. It does not belong in the sock drawer or under your mattress. Not a good place to put it. Put it in the bank, just because there's a very limited amount of protection that they'll give you for that. Typically, it's like $500, not going to be enough. So don't keep that at your home, because there would not be enough coverage for that. If you're not quite sure, ask your agent. There is no question too small or too simple. It'd be better to get it out of the way, make sure there aren't any gaps in your policy. If you need to reach me and ask me questions, I'm more than happy to do that. As I said, I'm Stephanie Snyder, your Insurance Insider. You can reach me via email at Stephanie, STEPHANIE, .Snyder, SNYDER, at Liberty, LIBERTY, Mutual, MUTUAL.com, or you can call me at 253-886-0637. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm super excited about your process into homeownership, and I wish you luck in finding the perfect home.